Good afternoon, everybody. This is just a brief introduction to Linked Data, Länkade Data, and the event that was held on the 28th of April. Due to the fact that we had some mismatch in the technology, there was no sound coming out from the introductional 3 different seminars and webinars that we were broadcasting. I will just start sharing my screen with you and go through some of the, the agenda items that we had, and let's go. There you go. So today, the 20th, we had a discussion about web of data and the meetup with people working with linked data within the Swedish and Scandinavian community, and it was held co-hosted by Chalmers and Gothenburg University and some other participant organizations like Findwise and AstraZeneca and Dataföreningen, to name a few, and Wikimedia, obviously. The day started up with a very good introduction by Staffan, managing the recorded future business, and after that we had a conversation showing where Wikidata was going with all the fast-moving themes within the Wikimedia space. After that, my friend Hannes told us a little bit about linked data, how you can use it within your organization as well outside your organization as open data. And then Mika presented ideas of how to make it executable with the terms of integration and information integration. And then we had to move Nicholas to the end of this session of post-lunch because due to some technical issues. So he was talking then after lunch about the different ways of the National Library's attempts to embrace linked data. Post the lunch break, we had Phil Archer from WCC, who was talking who was talking about the web of data, since he's the lead architect for that domain, where semantic web and linked data has been encapsulated by web of data. Then my friend Peter from Findwise talked about how we can infuse semantics in healthcare and life science processes using ontology management tools and search. After that, Ola from AstraZeneca was talking about open fact and the standardization and works that they do within life sciences, specifically within the early discovery phases, where they're trying to bring together molecules and different data sets in the early phases of developing new drugs. And lastly, Karin was talking about the Open Data Institute instituted by Tim Berners-Lee, and finally we had a panel discussion. So, about linked data, just briefly. We all know there's a huge set of different settings where we as individuals contribute and work with data provisioning in either inside your company with the system of records where you have all the bread and butter routines, keeping everyday business intact, as well as the social collaborative platforms on top of that, where we actually start to engage in different conversations with peers and members of staff. But as most of us know, we are moving in a fast pace towards a more networked business setting where all different actors and parties outside the company actually have integration points and touch points with us, the clients, the suppliers, and so forth. And the further we go into these different delivery models, we see that we have to bring a model and a paradigm shift where we can actually link these different entities and maybe use the linked data and a web of data semantics, both from the external facing open data initiatives, but as well as actually make it into a working, coherent, integrated, semantically enhanced digital workplace. To do so, we obviously need organizing principles, and those organizing principles that has been built upon the different layers on the technology stack and this open standard stack that's situated that we call internet has been a very stable and sustainable platform. And these are the themes for moving forward, where we don't have lock-in principles with closed down silos, but rather lean towards using the open standards to pull together what data means and the sense making of what different data sets actually work together. As in this case, linked data, we have schema.org from the big three search engine, or four. We have W3C, we have SCAS, which is organizing for taxonomies, and Dublin Core, obviously, since 1995. Tim Berners-Lee put together this 5-star ladder on how to provide good organizing principle to your data. And it all falls back to very simple rules. And the simplicity, I think, is the design principles of how we can make this technology stack work. Make it easy for any community to contribute in a coherent way. And that was also some of the key takeaways from the whole day, that we need to bring both the different business practitioners into the thinking of linked data, but also the different developer communities who sometimes forget about the opportunities that lies in the designing their data sets, not just specifically for one technical platform, but actually make it into linked and unique identified set of data sets. To do so, we have to engage, and the engagement is, as I said, in all different layers, both in the participation of end users consuming, using your data on any platform, anywhere, as well as those building the different building blocks that is what we would like to call internet, regardless if it's on a mobile internet or if it's a stationary internet. It's the same. And if we can't, get people to work together, there will be difficulties, and there's some tendencies to close down parts of the internet into a siloed walled garden, which I think is really a bad thing for internet. And lastly, when it comes down to setting the standards, there are always lots of standards. So one of the key takeaways from the conversation during the day was that we at least have negotiation principles where we actually have a set of different or overlaying or overlapping standards, and actually how they work together, and how to choose the correct set of vocabularies to describe the set of things we would like to classify in our data sets and data streams that we see coming across. And this falls back to not only us humans being the contributors, but actually, we have Internet of Things, which means that we are flooded with more data than ever. And if we can't have simple organizing principles for those and standards to rely on, it's going to be messier than ever. So that was basically the very brief introduction to the theme of the day for linked data. And we will publish one page where we have all these different video streams set up so that you can contribute in the conversation post the seminar as we did today. So thank you, and I was really happy to have so many people participating online and in the meeting rooms during the day. So thank you all presenters, and thank you all who attended in the audience. Thank you.